Hello guys, and welcome to another video for daily market movements. Today we're going to be analyzing the NASDAQ 100 futures chart. Just before I start today's video, if anyone is interested in joining my signal service, please do not hesitate to visit my website dailymarketmovements.com. I charge a very small fee of $29.99 as a joining fee, and you can find that website link in the description of today's video. But let's talk about the NASDAQ 100. Now, it's been a very interesting session. Of course, yesterday we had a very positive finish going into the close. I think the NASDAQ 100 ended up around 1.8%, and this is, the buying activity that I kind of wanted to see. Why? Well, we pretty much stayed positive the whole trading session. Normally we've had these big swings where 1 minute we're up 2%, the next minute we're down 2%, and then we end the day flat. And this is not what you want to see. This means that the VIX, of course, is going to be very high, and it's quite normal that you're going to see these spells of large amounts of volatility. So what I would like to see is just days where we just trade positive or we just trade negative. But I don't want to see these 2 to 3% gains or losses. It's just not healthy for the markets. It scares investors away. These are like long-term investors. So I want to just start to see some slowly boring days where, perhaps we're up 0.3%. Then the next day we're up 0.4%, and then 0.5, then 0.10, then we're down 0.2. This is a lot more comfortable for investors, and this is when you'll start to get money sticking and staying in the market. But I kind of want to talk about the Snapchat comments yesterday, which is ultimately why the market is currently down. I think it's down roughly 3% here. We're down at around 11,600 for the day, and we basically had the CEO of Snapchat who come out last night and said that they are going to miss their earnings estimates, both revenue and earnings per share, so top and bottom line. And the market has completely freaked out here. Snapchat stock is down 32%. It has a very high beta, so the stock is extremely volatile. Normally it's either up 20% or down 20%. But at this moment in time, I really struggle to understand why investors are basically pinning the future of the US economy, talking about the next 3 to 6 months, after those comments from the CEO of Snapchat. It has nothing to do with the US economy, okay? The amount of people who go shopping at Walmart has nothing to do with the amount of people who advertise or the amount of people who use Snapchat on a daily basis. I think this is ridiculous. I think it's been a massive over-exaggeration here, and I think eventually we will see some sense come back into the market. Now, for those who missed my video yesterday, I've basically come out and I've put my hand on my heart, my reputation on the line here, and I basically said that I really do not believe the NASDAQ 100 is going to go much lower than 11,000. Of course, we started the trading week at 11,500. I sent a message to my signal group where I basically said, I really don't believe that we're going to go much lower than 11,000. I think 11,000 is the bottom here for the NASDAQ 100. I'm already starting to see signs that we have started to bottom. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it's going to be a massive V-shape recovery where we go trading back up towards 16,700. That's not what I'm trying to indicate here, but what I am trying to say is that I genuinely think that we will not go much lower than current levels. I think 11,000 will be the floor, and the reason being, let's just zoom out. When in doubt, zoom out, and let's kind of look to see where we were trading prior to COVID, before COVID really come into our lives. We were trading at around 9,741. So let's just see how much of a gain the market has had since that current level. We're only up around 19%, and that's nearly 3 years now. COVID is nearly 3 years old, or let's say 2.5 years old. So we're only up 19%. But when you calculate how many trillions of dollars was injected into the US economy, how much, how many trillions of dollars was given to businesses in whether grants or loans or furloughs, stimulus checks, you name it. At this moment in time, it doesn't make economic sense for us to break below 11,000 and for us to be, roughly only 10% higher to where we were trading pre-pandemic. It just doesn't make economic sense. So I truly believe that 11,000 is going to be roughly the bottom in this market. I'm not going to give you a precise price. I'm not going to give you the exact day that we are going to bottom. But what I am trying to say is from current level now, which is roughly 11,500 down to 11,000, this is generally going to be the bottom from my personal prediction here for the NASDAQ 100, and I think that it's not going to be an easy path, as I just mentioned, straight back up towards the all-time highs. It may be that we get a few bear market rallies and then we break down and go and retest at 11,000. That's definitely possible, but I do believe that we are approaching the bottom here. The RSI suggest that as well. We're currently down at 35.25. And I think that it's just going to take until the end of June. June-ish is when I really truly believe we will start to break this negative trend and start to really go and test for likes of 13,000, 14,000, 15,000. But until then, I think that we're kind of stuck in the NASDAQ 100 between this range of 12,000 and 11,000. And I don't really see us breaking out anytime soon. And I think, I had a few comments on my YouTube video yesterday, and I had some people basically agree to me, really, but, kind of messaged me privately and said, I don't think that we are going to bounce up straight away. And, I just wanted to come on to YouTube and take this opportunity to say, that's not what I was suggesting. I'm not saying it's going to be all butterflies and roses from yesterday onwards. That's not what I am trying to say. I'm fully aware that we could break down lower here to 11,000. But what I am trying to say is that I think this right now is the area with this 5% range from 11,600 down to 11,000. This is the area which is the golden buying opportunity if you are a long-term investor and your time horizon is the next 3 to 5 years. I really do believe you're going to struggle to find stocks this cheap for the next 5 to 10 years.